Good evening, everybody. Yep, that's right, it's evening, not good morning. That's because I was visiting my parents' place and, I didn't really want to do my YouTube stuff there. So I decided to just come back home here and do one tonight, and I call that a daily sketching. Number 5. I'm gonna give it a try, a new camera angle for the drawing stuff, because I realized that it's a little bit hard to see what I'm exactly drawing. Anyways, so for today, I would like to continue drawing the house that I visited the other day, because I realized the digital sketch version wasn't as cool as I wanted to make it look, and plus I probably could have talked about other things as well. So maybe this time I will draw it in a little bit more of a actual section drawing. So in the left side, I'm going to start with the sleeping compartment. So apparently this sleeping compartment is actually using the same way people have made the nuclear power plant shell. So what I'm talking about is like a concrete here. This is a symbol for concrete design where people put nuclear reactors in and like a shell for the reaction. And I guess I'm assuming you're supposed to sleep in like a like the crying pose like that, sitting like that. That's apparently what the person said about their sleeping area. I reckon there was like a light bulb here. I think there was. And like the person living here had like their clothes hanged in this small space and some stuff hanging on the wall like that. It looks something along like that. Okay, let's actually use something a little bit thicker for the grounds, so you know that this is a section drawing. I am not going to make it look that nice, but that's okay. And then remember the ground? Yep, it was like that. Exactly like that, with a, a wiggly floor in the section drawing. And then it was like a space for their legs, and then there's like a countertop, I guess, here. And then there's like this inside. And then we have the kitchen area. This person is a little too small. That's okay. We'll try again another time. And then we have the other room with a wiggly floor. And this one I actually did not get to go in, so I'm not going to draw what's inside. But this had a Japanese shoji door. So if you don't know what a Japanese shoji door is, it is a... Oh, I realize how much of a vertical it looks on the screen. A shoji door is a door that's made out of tree and paper, and usually you'd have a room with tatami in there, so it's a nice tatami area. And then we have a IH heater over here, and the roof was what made it really cool. The roof was like that. So I'm guessing there's like another room on top here with the same exact shape. So I'm guessing like this is shaped like this on the floor. Now you have the ground. Like that. Right. Oh, I realize you can't really see. I have to put it up here, I think. This is really hard. I'm still figuring out what this, with this drawing. I mean, with the way I could put my camera up on it so that it's nice for both viewing my face and the drawing, and it's really hard to have both of them at the same time. Anyways, we have the showering area here. I actually did not get to go in there. That's one of my regrets. And we have all the pipe system just going through the roof right here. I think that's what made it really cool as well. And then across the room, which I'm going to draw it with a thinner pen so you can sort of see that it isn't really a section. You have like this pipe. Actually, wait, it shouldn't go until there. It's like another roof like that. There's a pipe, which I'm guessing it's also using the same technology as like the nuclear reactor or something. And I think people had like storage in here, or maybe it was someone else's room, or maybe there was like a curtain here. I'm already forgetting things. There was definitely a curtain over here for people to change, and it was like a nice pattern-like curtain with like circles and squares. It looks pretty cool, okay? And then we have the other room, which is the actual person's, the host room right here. There's like a gray pillar over there, and then there was like a curtain. The curtain really did a lot in this building, I think. And there's like a wall here, and then the door entrance was right here. Yeah, there you go. Let me change the camera angle just a bit. It's a little bit top heavy to look at it, but this is the best I could do, I guess. Actually, why don't we start coloring, and I could talk about the cool things that the people have told me. So definitely using red today, much of a green. Actually, it was more of a darker green. Let's see if I can get some darker greens in there. Definitely one of these darker ones. Warm gray as well. Let's see, definitely some blue, and let's get some violet in there. And maybe some of these orange. Yep, it is a very colorful building. So, why don't we start with the roof? It was pink. So I'm gonna draw with the pink section like that. The roof was pink, so I'm gonna just give it a little bit more of that nice bleed in color, even though it really isn't. This is more of like my artistic decision. Here we are. Let me just add a nice section drawing right there. Cool gray. This is one of my favorite colors, actually. Let's see where I can add grays. Actually, the roof was sort of gray here, and my host had a green wall like that. The green door. I think some of these were green shaped. This is a green here. I'm going with memory. I don't think I have a red color that actually was supposed to be the red that was actually there. It's actually a lot more vibrant than that. But we'll make do with what we have. Maybe I could mix it with the pink and sort of make it more red. No, that ended up more like pink. There was yellow. There was definitely yellow. It's like yellow wall, I think, here. And let's color in the floor with pink, because it was a pink. Actually, no. Let's color in the section with proper section color. This is too dark. This might be too dark. Neutral. So yeah, I think I've forgotten to talk about other things in this building. But now that I realize, I might have already talked about most of the things that I wanted to talk about in the other video. So I guess we're just here revisiting the building in a different angle, so you can sort of understand what's actually going on. This building allowed me to realize that there is no status quo for what a building should look like. I mean, yes, it should allow people to live in a nice, like, comfortable building, but that isn't always what people want. And what I mean by that is sometimes people want uniqueness. Sometimes people want something different from the status quo. And I feel like as an architect, I am sort of required to figure out what people really want. And I can't always just stay in my lane, if you know what I mean. Or I can't always just do what I feel comfortable doing. Sometimes you gotta do some things that you don't feel comfortable doing, and that will probably create something that, you know, you yourself will be surprised about. Which is exactly what Arakawa said about building things or making things. It's not about how cool you can design things. It's not about how nice you can make the buildings look. It really is about how well you can surprise yourself with what you've made. And I don't know, maybe this YouTube thing, if I could surprise myself, that would be really, really cool. But so far, I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm not really surprised with what I'm doing. It just feels YouTube. And, I mean, nothing wrong with that. But I feel like I could do something a little bit more fun than that. So we'll just try and figure that out. I realized that doing it digitally allowed me to use more colors that I want to use. And the traditional method isn't really helping with that. I don't know, maybe I'll do things digitally from now on. Is that good? Doing it digitally? Maybe it's better if I don't do it digitally? I don't know. But here it is. We have it today. Another one. So here it is. Arakawa's Reversible Density Loft Part 2. Which doesn't look as good as a digital one, but I think you get the idea. It had a lot of cool shapes and cool ideas in it. I'll figure things out as we go. Maybe I'll do something digitally over instead of traditionally, since it doesn't look that good in that weird angle that you've been seeing in the past few days. Maybe I'll do it digitally so you can actually see what I'm sketching, but it kind of loses that coolness sometimes, you know, the traditional art coolness. We'll figure that out as we go. Oh, sorry about that loud noise. We'll figure that out as we go, and hopefully you enjoyed the video and the day 3 that I've uploaded as well. Bye-bye. I'll see you next morning, which is in like, what, 6 hours or so? Bye-bye.